It's like kitties in the house. He threw up all over the couch. Make it more like he feels at home. It was grass. He'd been eating grass, a big thing of grass or whatever stuff in his throat there. So he's a cutie. He's been trying to end up on my lap, which he might eventually at one time during the day here. I'm going to put him in the cat room at night. I'm not going to let him sleep in here. He'll drive me crazy and he might poop on the floor. But as far as the daytime goes, I'm going to just let him come in here and relax. Just chill. Feel loved, So you can come in here and just meow, talk a lot, and pet him. We'll give him a try, but every night I'm going to take him and put him in the cat room because I know he's not Pebbles. He's a lot more agreeable and he's a lot cooler dude when it comes to that. Oh boy, living in Las Cruces, man. You just have to come to terms with the fact when you're living in a concentration of the worst people that ever lived, and you got to come to terms with it so you can stop that eternal wretchedness and step out of that concentration of evil and selfishness and become a good person that wants to live the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer as opposed to, fight over everything because you want to be the best at what? Fighting? Fighting destroys everything. Fighting murders children. Fighting rapes women. Fight. Yeah, it's because, like women when they compare with other, they try to do a hook or, any way they can get them, one way or another. And so, when a woman becomes selfish and attached and wants a man, she becomes diabolical. Or she wants another woman, she can become diabolical. Or she just wants something. She becomes absolutely diabolical. She's just like David Rockefeller, only with a vagina, which is probably could be worse because she has children and you have to try to live through her, right? And so that's absolutely horrible, right? And if that's your only option as a guy, it's like, what are you going to do? I think I'm just going to go kill myself, right? You don't get it? Most people would that are intelligent. Because when you sit and you watch TV and I'll watch The Big Bang Theory and things like that and MASH and Barney Miller. And all these people are doing is just making a show off of dysfunction to sell stuff, to feel important and powerful because you sell more cars than everybody, you sell more phones, you sell more hot dogs. And it's all held hostage because we're not living the Lord's Prayer. So the people that consider themselves successful in this conflict are utterly pathetic. I mean, they're more pathetic than Ralph Fiennes with no nose pretending to be Lord Voldemort with Andrew or Daniel Radcliffe trying to explain to you. R.K. Rollins doesn't even scratch the surface, and neither do Lewis or Tolkien, right? You have to have a real, living, breathing, burps Messiah that can explain to you, why are we living the Lord's Prayer? It doesn't say it in Tolkien. It doesn't say it in Lewis. It's genius, their interpretation of the Gospels. Then why doesn't it say the answer is living? And how can so many people go through the world, okay, dressed up in hip jobs, running around, wake up 5 times a day, putting on a show, I'm praying to the east and all that, but not stand up for the Lord's Prayer? The whole reason Muhammad did that was to stand up so we could all live the Lord's Prayer. So you can put on a show, you can put on ancient clothes, you can put a turban on, you can grow your hair real long, you can say prayers 5 times a day, but if you don't stand up for that which is right, so we don't get stuck in a eternal wretchedness, everything you're doing is just for show. It's just selfish. It doesn't have any intrinsic value. It's not eternally perfect. It just sucks, right? I was sitting here today listening to music and stuff, and that whole mindfuck thing they did to me with Jennifer Lopez, and God, I can't tell you how many years I wanted it to be true. I didn't want it to be true at first because she was married and just had little babies, and I just had a Snuggie bug, Snuggie's like a year older than Max and Emmy, right? And so I didn't want it to be true. I wanted to work out my marriage. And I wanted her to work out hers, because I love kids. And Patrick, the minute you're gone, I cry, the minute you're gone. He'd put that on every time his mother would come over and leave. And he'd go to my CDs and he would put on Sonny James's The Minute You're Gone. And then he'd ask me questions like, why doesn't she come stay with us? Why does she go date those horrible gangster lesbians and abusive lesbian ladies at the bar? If I could answer that, we'd all be living the Lord's Prayer, son, right? Yeah. Why did she, and then he'd get mad at us, when I got with Amy, trying to help Amy, because Amy told me what I wanted to hear, because she had a plan. She was going to get the guy at work all the women wanted, the most popular, the best sexual reputation. The one girl, Stephanie, she said, "You're like Ross from Friends." Another girl, "Yeah, but he's, he looks more like Bo Brady from the Days of Our Lives." Yeah, I looked more like the second Bo Brady from Days of Our Lives, but I was not like Ross from Friends. I was different. I could be a complete nerd, but I can also look you in the eye and say, "Motherfucker, you're going to do that, I'm about ready to light your ass up and you'll never walk straight again. You leave my children alone, you leave that woman alone, or you're fixing to die right here, right now." And if you don't believe that, tell De Niro I said to go fuck himself. Okay? I don't have to talk with an Italian accent. I'm not Italian. American, I'm not Italian. I'm a human being. I don't get into tribes with scribes and write stories about bullshit and fight over bullshit because money's real and we need it to fuck an idiot. Right? Take your Academy Award and shove it up your ass. You had that stuff with the fires in LA, These people work hard they don't work hard for a living. Working hard is getting up and doing the right thing for 15 years, and they're still writing screenplays to sell you something. Okay? Give me money. My vagina needs more money. If you want kids to spot out my vagina and fucking fight over money, give me more money. Now I got a nice house in Altadena. They're not nice people. They don't work hard. Okay? And you don't have to work hard if you work together living the Lord's Prayer. Right, Sly? Right? Break it down to him. Come on, Sly. He doesn't know because he's a cat. But you should know better because you're a human being. Write a screenplay about that, assholes. Grumpy, yes. I had to load this up, then I'm going to go out to the rec hall and shoot some hoops. Get my body moving. We'll soak tonight. I haven't soaked for a couple of nights. They tell me I have to in my head, but I'm like, it's like people have to live vicariously through actors, okay? The people on the big, they're just making fun. You go to school and people abuse you. Like Mick Daly got his kid to do, because you compare. You don't be a loser like him. I remember looking at losers like him, Stand out above the crowd, even if I have to sex with the guy who's the record producer. If that's the only thing I see is I wake up every morning and see him looking at me while I'm having to suck his dick to get a deal to get my family out of the trailer court where people get murdered in Bonnie Doon, North Carolina. Right? Or do you want to stand up and live the Lord's Prayer with me? You can be Rockefeller's dick sucker, salad tosser, or you can stand up with the Lord's Prayer for like me, and you don't have to do anything sexually you don't want to do because it's not healthy. No, I don't want to do that with you. I'll go have sex with somebody who wants to treat me with dignity and respect, love me like a woman, like I wanted to try to do for Rocky. That's the thing I heard in my song today that I like, Lately by Surface. That song, we were dating and that song was out, and every time I heard that song, I thought of her. Right? But she couldn't stay with me because all the black, like Law, when we go to the club and, what are you doing? They're holding on to their penis down their pant leg. What are you doing with that nickel boy, dime boy? It was better than being with nickel you. And Law would talk shit to him to get back at him. Okay. And then when I wasn't around, she'd fuck him. Yeah. She's going to date the rich white guy and stuff like that. She'll have sex with the no good fuck around black guy and then laugh and go, I'm very engaged to a white guy. She dumped me because I didn't want to be the rich guy from a Tyler Perry script. Not because I wasn't good in bed and I wasn't a good person and romantic and faithful and charming and funny. It was because I didn't have the same economic ambition. Sex in the City got people crying. Sex in the City got people dying. Don't worry about it. They doing the same fucking shit in Smallville and Dawson's Creek. All right? Wherever there's stupid people together fighting over what they want because they got ego problems, you go anywhere. You go to the fucking moon. And Neil Armstrong will be, hey, I'm going to have sex with that bitch. Here comes Brad Pitt. Here comes honey again, right? That Astra, gosh, damn, they can't leave us alone. You can't go nowhere. where you're humble, you're not envious. You're like, as long as we all need to eat and we don't destroy the planet, we don't destroy each other, you can have sex with her. I don't like Barbara Box. She's mean. I'd rather have sex with Shelley Long. She's nicer. And she doesn't want to have sex with you because you're mean. But she wants to have sex with me because I'm nice. Okay, we're just going to leave. Come on, Dennis Quaid. You really didn't get eaten by the dinosaur? Are you sure about that? So you're still living in Altadena with all those assholes that sell products instead of stand up for the Lord's Prayer. I think he got eaten by that dinosaur years ago when he was with Ringo Starr and Shelley Long and Barbara Box there. I think so. If he's going to be reborn, that's his decision, but I'm not above sitting here listening to Billy Joel's song sung by Bart Brooks for money so we can all hear his dysfunctional sex life on entertainment television. Right? Sucks, doesn't it? I used to do that with Amy all the time. She'd get into gossip. I don't want to know. I don't care to know, especially when Colton's mom and dad. And Colton's mom was doing what Amy did when she screwed around on me. And it was real hard on the dad and the mom. And he was a cute little kid. And watching their family be torn around when we do family get-togethers and do bowling. And the dad be there and the mom and the tension, the awkwardness, and all the women gossiping. And you're just like, some of them his friends, some of them her friends. Even in Phoenix, it's like living in Peyton Place. Sucks, doesn't it? Yeah. It's easier to get away from the noise when they're all talking about you. You can go watch Sex and the City, MASH, Big Bang Theory, Friends. I'll be there for you. Just buy our products and hold food hostage so you can be a billionaire too. That sucks. I know. Man, the Messiah is so gorgeous. I don't think most of you understand just how gorgeous he is. When you do finally understand, you'll be cool. I sat there and thought about the stuff with the Jennifer Lopez stuff. And I thought, right after I saw Living the Lord's Prayer, that was the one thing in life that I wanted the most for that. Because I didn't get Edna, I didn't get Miriam. It's like, okay, she's the pot of gold at the end of every rainbow. Now I just want the Lord's Prayer for the children. I'm too tired for that pot of gold. I can't carry it out of that fucking cave anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go to the barn and throw up some hoops and listen to some music. Get up, stand up for your right, and do it with love, do it with kindness, and do it with the courage of faithful humility. See what happens. If not, and you hate Bob Marley, you hate Haile Selassie, you hate me, you hate Judah Krishnamurti, you hate Sun Yat-sen, you hate D.C. Suzuki. So we're kind of used to it because, like Pascal, you get poisoned, and Sun Yat-sen, we get poisoned. So we're kind of used to you hating us, but we still love you because life is eternal and grace is infinite. And the perfection of the love of the Messiah needs to reign forever and ever. Amen. All right. Peace.